Imagine this. You've been planning your dream Disney trip for months. You've booked your hotel, packed your bags, and counted down the days. You walk up to the gates with a smile on your face, only to be stopped by security. That one little item in your backpack suddenly becomes the reason you can't step inside. This isn't a rare scenario, it happens every single day. And the list of things that can get you denied is longer than ever in 2025. Some of these will make perfect sense, but others, they'll completely surprise you. Today, we're breaking down 12 things that Disney has banned from its parks. These are the rules that trip up even seasoned visitors. And if you know them ahead of time, you'll save yourself the frustration of turning around at security. Let's dive in. Number 12, glass containers. Let's kick things off with one that surprises people all the time. Glass containers are banned inside Disney parks. It might not be the first thing you think of when packing, but glass sneaks into bags more often than you'd expect. Guests bring fancy reusable glass water bottles, mason jars for cold brew, or even leftovers stored in glass containers from their hotel room. And every time, security stops them at the gate. The reason is simple: safety. If a glass container shatters on a walkway, it instantly becomes a hazard for everyone around it. We're talking thousands of people walking on the same paths every single hour. Add in kids running, strollers rolling, and flip-flops everywhere, and you can see why Disney isn't about to risk sharp shards of glass on the ground. The rule has only a couple of exceptions: small baby food jars and certain medical items that can't be stored in anything else. Outside of those, glass is a complete no-go. So here's what to do instead. If you're someone who loves your reusable glass water bottles, swap them for stainless steel or heavy-duty plastic. If you're packing snacks, use Tupperware or silicone containers. They're lighter, safer, and completely allowed through security. And honestly, they'll make your park bag easier to carry anyway. Think of it this way: Disney isn't trying to ruin your eco-friendly habits, they're just looking out for guest safety. Make the switch before you head out, and you'll avoid the frustration of being turned around before the magic even starts. Number 11, oversized portable fans. Number 11 is one that feels personal if you've ever wilted in the Florida or California sun. Oversized fans are banned. We all know the heat can get brutal. People started bringing massive rechargeable misting fans. I'm talking about units the size of a shoebox, with lithium batteries that could probably power a scooter. They work well at cooling people off, but they also create major problems. Disney eventually drew the line, and there are two big reasons. First, safety. Those oversized fans run on powerful batteries that don't play well with heat. Leave one in your bag under the sun for hours, and it's a real fire risk. Second, the guest experience. Imagine you've staked out a spot for the parade, only to have someone park a turbine-sized fan right in front of you, blocking your view and drowning out the carefully crafted Disney atmosphere. Not exactly magical. The good news? Disney isn't banning all fans. Small handheld fans, mini misting fans, and those pocket-sized USB ones you see in the gift shops are totally fine. In fact, those are the smarter choices. They keep you cool, they fit in any park bag, and security won't even blink. So here's the golden rule. If your fan could double as an airplane propeller, it's not coming through the gates. Pack smaller, smarter, and you'll stay cool without ruining the show for anyone around you. Number 10, stroller wagons and attachments. Number 10 is a classic case of Disney cracking down on loopholes. Strollers are essential for families with young kids, and Disney has always allowed them with strict size limits, 31 inches wide and 52 inches long. But people started getting creative. Wagon-style strollers. Wagons disguised as strollers. Even scooter attachments so parents could ride along. Sounds clever, but in practice, it's caused chaos. If you've ever been in a crowd on Main Street after fireworks, you know how hard it is to move. Add a fleet of stroller wagons blocking the way, and you've got a safety hazard. So Disney made the call. Wagons, stroller wagons, and ride-along attachments are banned, no exceptions. Regular strollers are fine, double strollers are fine, but anything oversized or engineered for adults to hitch a ride, not happening. If you've got multiple kids and you're worried about space, the simplest solution is renting a Disney-approved double stroller. Yes, it costs extra, but it guarantees you won't be turned away at security. And it saves you the stress of hauling something back to the car while your kids are melting down before rope drop. Number 9. Bluetooth speakers. Now let's talk about something small that gets people into big trouble. Bluetooth speakers. Disney has one of the most carefully designed soundscapes in the world. The background music, the attraction audio, the little ambient sounds in every land. It's all intentional. It's part of the magic. But in recent years, guests started bringing their own speakers. Families blasting playlists in line, groups turning the hub into their personal concert zone. And that kills the atmosphere. Imagine waiting for Haunted Mansion when someone behind you is blasting top 40 pop. Disney's solution is simple. No external speakers at all. If it plays music out loud, it's banned. Earbuds and headphones are totally fine. If you want your toddler to listen to a story or music, bring kid-safe headphones. But don't expect to roll through the park with your stroller doubling as a boombox. The rule is clear and security enforces it. When it comes to sound, Disney wants you to hear their magic, not someone else's playlist. Number 8. Adult costumes and masks. Number 8 is one that catches a lot of creative fans. Adults cannot wear costumes in the parks. The reasoning is simple. Disney wants to avoid any confusion between actual cast members and guests. A child should never mistake a random visitor for Cinderella or Elsa. It's about keeping the magic consistent and protecting both kids and characters. That doesn't mean you can't have fun with outfits. Disney bounding, dressing in clothes inspired by characters is still totally allowed. A yellow skirt and blue top to channel Snow White? Perfect. A purple dress with seashell jewelry to nod to Ariel? Go for it. Disney actually loves that creativity. But if your outfit crosses the line into full cosplay with a gown that looks like it came straight from the movie set, you risk getting stopped at the gate. Masks are also a no-go, unless you're under the age of 14. The safest strategy is to keep it subtle. Think inspired, not identical. You'll still feel magical, you'll still get great photos, and you won't risk security pulling you aside before you even make it past the turnstiles. Number 7. Oversized bags and luggage. Next up, oversized bags and luggage. When you're packing for a Disney day, the temptation is to bring everything but the kitchen sink. Snacks, ponchos, chargers, backup outfits, even an extra pair of shoes. And if you got kids, that list triples. But Disney has very clear limits on what kind of bags can enter the parks. Nothing bigger than 34 inches long, 15 inches wide, and 18 inches high. That's actually smaller than most carry-on suitcases. And yes, security enforces it. I've personally seen families stopped at the gate with rolling luggage, convinced they could pull it through Epcot, only to be turned back immediately. It's awkward, it's stressful, and it's not how you want to start your day. Why the strict rule? 2 reasons. First, efficiency. Security checks thousands of bags every morning. Oversized luggage slows everything down, which means longer lines for everyone behind you. Second, safety. Disney's walkways are already packed with strollers and scooters. Add in full-sized luggage and it becomes a tripping hazard. So what should you bring instead? A standard backpack is perfect. They're easy to carry, they fit the size limit, and you can organize everything inside. Soft-sided coolers are also fine as long as they're compact. If you need to bring in food for a big family, plan it smartly. Use small containers, stackable snack bags, and reusable ice packs. And here's a bonus tip. Don't forget about the lockers. Every Disney park has locker rentals near the entrance. They're not huge, but they're great for stashing things like jackets, souvenirs, or a change of clothes. Instead of lugging a giant bag all day, rent a locker and travel light. Your shoulders will thank you by the time you're walking out after fireworks. Number 6. Shoes with wheels. Number 6 is one that gets kids excited but gives parents headaches. Shoes with wheels. Yes, we're talking about Heelys. Those sneakers with little pop-out wheels in the heels might be fun at the mall, but they're absolutely banned inside Disney parks. Same goes for roller skates, skateboards, scooters, and basically anything that turns walking into skating. The reason is an obvious one. If you think about it, Disney parks are crowded. On a busy day, for example, Main Street is shoulder to shoulder from opening until closing. One kid zipping through the crowd on Heelys can cause a domino effect of collisions. That's a safety risk Disney won't take. But here's the thing. Kids don't always know the rule. I've seen families pulled aside at bag check when cast members spotted wheels and sneakers. Sometimes parents didn't even realize their child wore Heelys that day. And that moment of being stopped with kids confused and upset is the opposite of magical. So here's my advice. Double check footwear before you leave the hotel. Regular sneakers are the way to go. They're comfortable, they're safe, and they won't cause problems at security. If your child loves their wheeled shoes, save them for resort days, Disney Springs, or the hotel lobby. But in the parks, play it safe and stick to walking. Number 5, loose ice. Now let's talk about something that sounds harmless, loose ice. For years, families brought coolers filled with drinks, sandwiches, and handfuls of ice to keep it all cold. Sounds fine, right? But here's the problem. At security, cast members have to check every single bag. Digging through melting ice water and soggy snacks is messy, time-consuming, and honestly pretty gross. And on top of that, loose ice creates puddles on the ground, and wet floors equal slipping hazards. So Disney banned it. Loose ice is no longer allowed inside the parks, but don't panic. There are plenty of alternatives. Gel packs and reusable ice packs are totally fine. Frozen water bottles are even better. They keep food cold in the morning and give you ice-cold drinking water by the afternoon. Here's another overlooked perk. Every quick-service restaurant in the parks will give you a free cup of ice water. You don't need to wait in a long line to buy a bottle. Just walk up to the counter and ask. Between frozen bottles in your bag and free ice water at restaurants, you'll never need to worry about hydration. So, next time you're packing snacks, ditch the loose ice. Your bag will be lighter, security will move faster, and you'll still stay cool all day long. Number 4, selfie sticks. And finally, for this section, one of the most infamous bans at Disney, selfie sticks. They might seem harmless, but selfie sticks became such a problem that Disney outlawed them completely. Guests were pulling them out on rides in crowds and during parades. Imagine sitting on Big Thunder Mountain while the person in front of you whips out a selfie stick mid-ride. Suddenly, that lightweight pole turns into a dangerous projectile. It's not just rides either. During parades and fireworks, guests would raise selfie sticks above the crowd, blocking views for everyone behind them. That's a quick way to ruin the magic for an entire row of families who've been waiting for an hour for the perfect spot. So Disney banned them across the board. If security spots one in your bag, they'll ask you to take it back to your car or hotel before you can enter. They're strict about it, and there are no exceptions. But don't worry, you still have options for capturing great shots. Small handheld stabilizers are allowed as long as they fit in your bag. Tripods are fine too, provided they collapse small enough to go into a backpack. And honestly, Disney's PhotoPass service is a lifesaver. Cast members are stationed all over the parks with professional cameras, and they'll take photos with either their gear or your phone. That means no polls, no arguments with security, and much better photos. So if you're tempted to sneak in a selfie stick, don't. It's not worth the hassle. Use the tools Disney gives you and you'll get amazing shots without ruining the moment for everyone around you. Number 3, smoking and vaping. A lot of longtime visitors are surprised when they discover there are no smoking or vaping areas inside Disney parks anymore. In the past, you could find hidden corners in almost every park, tucked behind buildings, along quiet walks, or off to the side of less popular attractions. Those little zones are gone. If you want to smoke or vape, you now have to leave the park entirely and step into designated areas just outside the gates. Usually they're near the bus stops, monorail, or boat launches, which makes them convenient only if you're already on your way out. If you're in the back of Magic Kingdom and you realize you need to smoke, that's at least a 20 to 30 minute round trip just to get outside and back in again. Why such a strict stance? Guest comfort is the main reason. Disney has carefully curated the atmosphere in every park. They pump the smell of popcorn on a main street, pipe in background music in every land, and even use scent machines on certain rides. Allowing smoke clouds or vape mist into that environment completely breaks down the illusion. Families also voiced strong complaints about secondhand smoke. Disney responded by removing the issue entirely. For smokers, it doesn't mean you can't enjoy the parks, it just means you need to plan ahead. Schedule your breaks when you're likely to leave the park anyway, like at lunchtime or before hopping to another park. The worst thing you can do is wait until you're stuck in a long ride queue or deep inside Epcot's World Showcase before realizing you have to trek back out. Build it into your day and you'll keep the stress down. Number 2, drones. Drones are another item that feel tempting to bring but are absolutely off limits at Disney. With how cheap and popular drones have become, more and more guests imagine capturing amazing aerial footage of the castle or sweeping shots of Epcot's lagoon, but Disney is one of the strictest no-drone zones in the country. The FAA has declared both Walt Disney World and Disneyland restricted airspace. That means flying a drone over the property isn't just against Disney's rules, it's against federal law. And Disney security enforces this heavily. If they spot a drone in your bag at security, you'll be stopped immediately. If you try to launch one from a parking lot or even a nearby hotel, you risk fines, confiscation, and even being trespassed from property. The reason is obvious once you think about it. Drones can malfunction. One falling into a fireworks crowd would cause injuries in seconds. Imagine one crashing into a parade float or into a roller coaster mid-ride. Disney cannot take that risk. Beyond safety, though, drones ruin the atmosphere. A buzzing drone above Cinderella Castle completely destroys the immersion of Happily Ever After or any other nighttime spectacular. If you're a content creator or just someone who wants epic shots, the answer is still no. Instead, get creative with what you can capture legally. Use wide-angle lenses on the ground. Ride the Skyliner for gorgeous aerial views of the resort. Hop on the monorail to get elevated shots of Epcot or Magic Kingdom. And remember, Disney themselves release stunning aerial footage for promotional use. Stick with the safe and legal options. Don't gamble your vacation on a drone. Number 1, weapons and weapon-like toys. Finally, we've reached the number 1 spot. Weapons and anything that could be mistaken for a weapon. It feels obvious, but this is one of the most common reasons guests get stopped at security. Yes, firearms, knives, and pepper spray are banned, but the rule goes much further than that. Disney bans anything that looks like a weapon, even if it's clearly a toy. That includes plastic guns, foam swords, slingshots, nunchucks, and detailed replicas from movies or comics. Star Wars fans are often the ones most affected by this. Galaxy's Edge is tailor-made for cosplay, but if you walk up with a realistic-looking blaster, security will deny it. Same goes for Marvel props like a heavy Captain America shield or Thor's hammer. Even if it's just for fun photos, Disney isn't willing to take the chance. So what does pass the test? Anything sold inside the parks. The lightsabers you build at Savi's workshop are fine. Bubble wands, glowing swords, and toy sabers from Disney shops are fine. If Disney sells it, Disney allows it. But if you bring your own gear from outside, you're rolling the dice. The smart move for collectors is to ship items. Disney offers shipping directly to your hotel or your home. That way, you can still buy the replica, keep it safe, and avoid the awkward situation of being stopped at security. And that's the full list. 12 things banned at Disney parks in 2025. Now, you know what to leave at home so you can breeze through security and straight to the fun. What's the strangest thing you've ever seen stopped at Disney security? Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And if you want more tips, check out our video on the biggest Disney trip mistakes that can ruin your day. Plus, grab your free planning sheets at castlecompass.com to make your next vacation smoother. Your adventure is just beginning.